On today's episode of Talking Pictures, the Sandlot is back, Jersey Shore loses, and
Bryce Harper fucking sucks.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hey, Johnny, what's up?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
At no point were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
No, I'm surrounded by assholes.
I award you no point.
Wow. And may God have mercy on your soul.
Hiya, and welcome to the Pool Boy Podcast. It is Monday, March 4th. I am Henry O'Shea, joined as always by the big man himself, Jack O'Shea.
Hey. Sorry, I was caught reading someone else.
And back from the ashes, friend of the podcast and friend of the people, the Charlemagne of Charlottesville himself, Connor J. McNerney. Welcome back and welcome home.
I thought all week what to say to this, and I got nothing.
There we go. My two guys, they step up to the plate, they hit home runs. How are we doing today?
Pretty good.
Doing all right? Glad to have you
a
on,
little
Connor.
hungover.
Glad to have you
Great
on.
to be back.
Every time
we
you're
just
on,
found out it's been a year since I've been on.
It's been literally exactly a year.
Yeah.
So
No.
No,
because
I had the snap memory of last time he was here.
Have you only been on once?
Yeah.
People don't know this.
That means
but
I'm still a recurring guest.
Yeah, but
Very much so.
we also have the
Not only that, you're an annual guest. Like you have an annual.
annual pod.
it's a once a year special.
Every year.
Special.
There's a 1 a year. It's not like a random. It's not like It's not like Jay Leno hosting Johnny Carson's Tonight Show. You don't know when it's going to happen. It's
agree.
like, no, we are aware when it happens. It's the first weekend of March, and it's a big weekend.
People have early March circled in their calendar.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it's 2 weeks before St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah.
can't do anything within 2 weeks of St. Patty's Day.
Or 2 months after.
Yeah.
It's a week before spring break. We want maximum audience for
Yes.
this Conor McNerney special.
And that's why we bring him in. Big day also in the Pool Boy world. Just we made a sketch last week about Joe Rogan, like an infomercial kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of blown up.
This is like the biggest weekend we've ever had.
It's blown up,
Ever.
baby.
Ever for a pool boy.
We got a monster.
Because our YouTube video blew up on Reddit.
Yeah.
If you listen to us on
Reddit loves it. Oh, Reddit,
Yeah.
Reddit's loving it.
Reddit, they're loving it.
loving
Henry,
it.
they're loving it. They are loving it. So that happened, and then literally an hour ago, Henry ran downstairs. He goes, Jack. They reposted it. Powerful J reposted it, and holy shit! Like
It's amazing.
I feel high
Jack's
right
the
now.
tits. Yeah, I definitely have a high of some sort going on.
Let's just
You're glowing.
Let's just I'm also just really hungover and kind of sweating. You know,
Yeah,
when you're
it's
that
hot.
like, sort of
you
moist.
look dewy. It looks good.
I look.
Yeah.
I look like I'm like if you're doing a commercial, it's sort of like they spritz you.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like this is Sierra
fresh.
Mist.
Yeah.
Okay. Things can't be
The
dry.
fresh Mentos, the
You know?
fresh.
Yeah, the fresh maker.
It's big. So yes, if you haven't seen the sketch, check it out and check out Powerful Joe Rogan Instagram and Facebook. I don't know, they haven't posted on YouTube. That would be nuts.
And dude, a Joe Rogan fan page also just took it and tweeted it at us.
How about that?
Too. So fucking.
How about that?
whew.
And they're giving us
Sheesh.
credit. They're added us. Pretty sweet.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Big time stuff.
we also love Joe Rogan.
Oh, we fucking love Joe Rogan.
That's literally why.
That's
we made
why
it.
it's so cool.
Yeah.
And what's funny is on Reddit, a lot of people were like, "Wow, good dig at Joe Rogan." It's like, no, it's
No,
just,
not at all.
It's just hilarious.
Fight Club.
I do love kettlebells, and I do. If you listen to this podcast, eat mostly meat.
Yeah.
Most of my diet is meat.
Yeah, no, I fucking love Joe Rogan. That's great. That's why that was my biggest hope or my fear when we made it was like I hope people don't think we're making fun of him because we're not at all.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why it's pretty apropos that I'm on this podcast because I know
Exactly.
nothing about him.
That's why we bring you on the pod for words like you just said. That's why we do it. That's why
Apropos.
we're bringing you on.
Apropos.
There we go.
Apropos.
It's never been said on the pod. That's
I don't know if it's a word.
I don't think it is, but we're gonna let it
Made it
slide.
up.
He's a
We're moving
guest.
on. We're moving on.
We'll let it
We
pass.
correct each other, but not our guests. Let's start with some winners and some losers. Winner. Can I start with my winner?
I would, yeah.
Please go.
Pretty big time. Former child stars
You're a big winner.
for my winner.
What happened to Macaulay Culkin?
So Macaulay Culkin is back now, but pretty crazy. Like I almost didn't believe it when I saw it, and I don't know if you guys will believe it. They are bringing back. They're making a Sandlot TV show with the original cast.
Dude, so I saw that too.
I did not believe it when I saw that because I thought, no one's asking for
Are
that.
their kids gonna play baseball?
So it's set.
They're not. They're not playing baseball still.
I don't think so. So here's the plot. So from what I've seen, it's going to be on a streaming service. I love the way, like the article that I read to find it was like, yeah, the director or whatever was on the with Cooperstown Kurt on the Rain Delay podcast, which is probably this dinky little baseball
Greatest
podcast.
podcast name for a baseball
I know,
program
right?
ever.
Rain Delay. Rain Delay. But the show's going to be in 1984, so 22 years after the original, which was 1962. And it's with the same cast, and it's like a sequel, but they're grown up. Maybe they have kids.
Drama? Tell me it's like this is not for the same demo as the movie.
I don't know that, but I can tell you who's coming back. So the cast members that are coming back, I won't say their real names because no one knows their real names, but we got Scotty Smalls.
Okay.
Benny the Jet, of course.
I thought he was in jail.
He's out. I don't know.
He was a fireman. I remember that being
In like real life?
I believe he was LAFD. Why did they do like NYPD, but then they do LAPD? Never mind. Forget everything I just said. But yeah.
Okay, I was confused for a second. I was like, I don't think. Okay, never mind. We move on. We also got Hamilton Ham Porter, Squints, and
Wouldn't it be great
Yeah.
if Ham was just like morbidly obese?
Just massive.
Wait, they got Yaya?
They got Yeah.
Yaya's a bodybuilder now.
Oh
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, is huge.
Wait, so are they gonna totally abandon the end of the season or the end of the movie where they say what everyone's up to now?
How
You are
pissed
right.
off do you think Groverton Weeks or Grover?
Who pitched for the Reds?
No,
Who's the guy that pitched for the Reds?
who's the guy that got really into the 70s?
Groverton, Grove, whatever. Let me look up
they
their
should
names.
follow him.
Let me
That
look
would
up
be
their
pretty
names.
fun.
No, because they can't. And so you think that kid
What's
is
the
like,
line? He got lost in
what
the
the
60s?
fuck, man? Why?
I have the best storyline.
I want to follow the twin brothers who founded the Mini Mole. That's what the show should
One
be
of
about.
those guys. How do I know so much about the Sandlot actors post this thing? But
Bertram Grover Weeks.
Did I say Groverton Weeks?
You said
That was
yeah,
pretty close.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Bravo.
One of the brothers is like a quiet 4'11", and it's the funniest thing in the world. And the other one's like
In the movie or in real life?
in real
now?
life, and the other brother is like normal size, and so it just doesn't fit.
You guys, I love. I'm looking at the IMDb of the cast, like all their character names. Benny the Jet. His name in the movie is Benjamin Franklin Rodriguez. I love that they gave him the full fucking middle name that we never like.
It's similar to Benjamin Franklin Gates.
It could just be Benny Rodriguez. But
Same
no,
universe,
they're gonna-
maybe, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yes,
Probably
perhaps.
the same universe.
Wow.
So here's my question too.
Yeah.
The end of the movie, they also note what happens to the dog, which is interesting because
Yeah, you're right.
Because
they really did not think the movie was going to work because
Yeah.
they could have set it up for a sequel so easily.
Yeah.
but the dog, I blank on the exact time, but they said like he lived till he was like 40 years old.
Yeah, something crazy old.
That's 150 in dog years or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the dog's still around.
Yeah, dog. We'll get the
It's
dog.
actually 280.
No, yeah, because it's 7.
Yeah.
But you know what it was? Because I don't think that they said 280, but I wanted it to be. I basically was trying to pitch maybe the dog is still alive in this in this
bet it
world,
is. I bet it is.
and so I intentionally left it confusing.
Also, another thought: if they're bringing back these guys,
Mm-hmm.
if you've ever been in a show before, you must be just waiting for the mail.
You're
for
calling
someone,
your
right?
agent,
waiting
you're
for a
like,
call,
"Look."
being like, they brought those fuckers back. We no
can
one
do
knows their
this.
names. They throw out a first pitch like once a year at a baseball stadium, and then every now and then you'll see on the side like an advertisement like, "What happened to the Sandlot kids?" And there's like the fucking Dewey arrest photo of Smalls, looking absolutely terrible.
Oh well, yeah,
That's the only time you see these guys.
dude. They all did not. I mean, you said child stars, and I don't even think that's
I
very
think
accurate.
The reason I'm saying child stars is because if you actually were a child star, you must be like, okay, I'm
Yes.
getting a comeback. These guys got to come back. These
I'm
fuckers,
coming back.
right? And I'm coming.
Maybe there's hope for Miley Cyrus yet.
Yes,
Maybe Hannah Montana.
maybe.
You know, it'd be a dark AF HBO series I would watch.
What?
The Stand By Me Kids reboot.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
Maybe they're all fucked up. I find they did.
Well, one
body.
of them. Well, one of them died. That's another one, dude. We did a Stand By Me sketch. That's another one. They tell you what happens in the end.
Yeah. They do.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do. You're right.
Well, we throw that away.
In the end, he
in the
says
reboots.
River Phoenix was at the Viper Room and he overdosed.
Yeah.
That's the darkest joke I've ever told. And I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
I like that. Yeah.
It's gotten darker.
It's also dark.
On the curb,
It's
right?
also
It's
dark
been
because
darker
Henry
in
kind of
there.
looks like River Phoenix.
Yeah, I always like that. People.
Sometimes I get
Yeah.
Joaquin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Joaquin?
It's because the hair lip. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute. You don't have a hair lip.
No.
Okay. I was like,
Yeah. The thing.
I was like Connor, we've known each other for what, 20 years now?
Have I never noticed it?
Jack, who's your winner?
My winner, Henry, my winner and my loser kind of coincide. Can I-
Okay. So twofer.
I'm gonna have a twofer. So I'm gonna say the winner. I'm gonna say the loser back to back. Okay, that's what the plan is.
I'm down.
Winner, then loser. Okay.
Hit me.
My winner is the city of Washington D.C.
Damn right.
You're a big winner.
The capital.
Damn right. I think this has.
My loser is Matt, whose damn food was just buzzed in.
That was perfect timing.
My winner is the city of Washington D.C. My loser is the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia.
That's right.
You are one pathetic loser.
Okay. Fuck
right.
him.
Fuck 'em.
Fuck 'em.
Fuck 'em.
We don't like brotherly love
We don't like brotherly love.
because Bryce Harper,
well, we like brotherly love.
that two-faced, egotistical, son of a bitch that we've been defending for 7 years has finally signed his 13-year, $330 million contract with none other than our fucking arch rivals, the Philadelphia Phillies.
With no opt-outs.
Can I have a motion? Can I put forward a motion? Can we never say his name again on this podcast? I think we'll come up with another
after
name.
today.
After
Just call
today.
him call him
right
B.
now.
Harper, like he's some other.
No, I
Joe
want to
Schmo.
call him something insulting. I want to insult his intelligence and his appearance and his integrity.
He believes
'Cause
Jesus
he
Christ
has
was
none.
born in America.
He
Let me
lacks.
just say that.
Yeah, okay. That's what he believes. So,
Just Vegas trash.
God, fuck him then.
Just fucking.
I think is that why you're wearing your Nats shirt?
I'm wearing my match shirt. You're wearing your Nats hat, right?
Yeah, well, we gotta stand together because we're a family, and he didn't know that, and he never realized that because he was never part of the family.
So here's the thing, and this is, I don't know how many people who listen to our podcast really follow sports because we just focus on entertainment and movies and stuff most of all. But we're gonna just for the next few minutes just sort of like take that and forget it for a second.
Yeah, because this is important
Yeah.
to everyone.
I think the three of us as diehard Washington Nationals fans all feel a sort of a combination of relief,
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
betrayal,
Betrayal for sure.
For sure.
and just absolute hatred
Yeah.
for Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
I think that we all felt he had that one awesome season where
we didn't make the fucking playoffs.
where we didn't make the playoffs.
Who
Yeah.
cares?
MVP.
By the way, so who cares?
We didn't make the playoffs, but he was like
It was video game numbers.
unbelievable.
It was bonkers.
It was out of control.
Yeah, it was bonkers.
Every other year, he's either gotten hurt or done like just solid enough that people can be like, he's young. Can you imagine what this is going to turn into?
Yeah.
and then you
his-
realize,
He, from the minute we've gotten him though, his ego has been such a fucking issue
Yeah.
that like we've had to defend him.
dude, I'm so tired. Like that's the relief part. Is I'm glad he's gone because people will always be like, "Oh, you're Nats guy, like Bryce Harper." And I was like, I hate that he's our fucking poster boy.
And I hate that everybody's
Yeah.
like, is he
a pussy.
Do you think he's real? Do you think he's going to live up to it? And as a fan, you have to be like,
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah,
think
for
so.
sure.
Even though, confession, I didn't always think so.
No.
And I currently don't think so.
He's a hothead.
I think it's going to be a huge bust.
It's
got character
unbelievable.
issues.
I mean, you think like, so let's say LeBron. I saw an article on ESPN. He's the LeBron of the MLB.
I hate that.
No, he's not.
Mike
Because
Trout. If we're even having a conversation,
when you put LeBron next to MJ, there are some statistical similarities.
Yes.
When you put like Harper next to Mickey Mantle, it's like, oh yeah, they were both really young when they came into the league.
Yeah.
And after that, it's over.
Yeah. You're right. They're the same guy.
Yeah.
No, and like the fact that he went to the Phillies too, which are I think our arch rivals
Definitely.
in the sense of like we're in the East with also obviously with the
With the Mets.
Mets and the Marlins and
Braves.
the Braves and stuff. But the Phillies have really always been the one since we got Jason Worth, who was a Philly, and since
their fans are absolute jackasses,
and since
since that too,
Jack Wagons.
and
Yeah.
since
Would you
Jason
say?
Worth
Jack Wagons and ass clowns.
since Jason Worth, who won a World Series with the Phillies,
Yeah.
his first game back, they booed him. And when he got hurt, they clapped.
Yeah.
Since then, we've been like, all right,
They're bad people.
I hate these
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And I wish they weren't a part of America.
Same.
You know?
Yeah, it's one of those feelings.
And so for Bryce Harper, who was sort of mentored by Jason Worth,
Oh,
to
yeah.
then choose for life.
You know what it was, Jack? It's fucking Anakin. It's Anakin and Obi-Wan. Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Bryce is Anakin,
Yeah.
where it's like, you were the chosen one. You
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
supposed to bring balance to the Force,
Yeah.
not destroy it.
Yes.
That's what it fucking is.
I'm dead serious. I'm getting goosebumps that you just said that because I was gonna say I hate Bryce Harper with the anger that Anakin yells when he's burning on the
yeah.
the bottom of the
I
gravel
hate
pit. He's
you.
like, I hate you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hate all of you. That's how much I hate Bryce Harper now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope he gets a cuticle on one of his fingers, a cut on his cuticle, and he can never fix it.
It never goes away.
Anytime he puts on a batting glove, it hurts.
I hope just like,
Every time.
Every time.
I just hope in everything he does for the rest of his life, it's a failure.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Outside of baseball. as
Riddled
well.
with failure.
Well, no, I
Just
want
every
him to.
chapter in
I
his
want him
life.
to have mild success, and then like some,
And then take it away from
yeah,
him.
and then to take it away.
We also
from him.
we better throw
like,
at
hey,
him.
you made $20 million this year. You got audited, and you didn't pay your taxes.
We played the Phillies like 30 fucking times. We better get in a brawl with them, and we better throw at them, and we better not be like, Bryce better not be like, no, I'm going to mediate. It's like, no, we're coming for you.
We've seen him throw a helmet. He can't.
Yeah,
so.
he can't do shit.
we were talking about this
That was
other-
so embarrassing for the whole franchise.
We were talking about this the other day, though. Who on our team, though, is who? We don't. I don't know if we have anybody who's going to throw hands. Who's our tough guy? We don't have. Obviously, we don't have Michael Morris. We haven't had him for forever. Jason Worth, we don't have. Harper was a guy that was willing to get in a scuffle.
Daniel Murphy was our drunk Irishman.
He was our drunk Irishman.
was.
Who do we have now?
I think Rendon's got hands. I think Robles.
Rendon is a quiet guy though. Rendon is
great hair.
happy, fantastic hair.
I got money on Tiny Fast Eaton.
Yeah.
Eaton,
sure.
Mighty Mouse.
Mighty
I could see Mighty Mouse really getting in there.
For sure.
You nailed actually the other day. Juan Soto.
Yeah, he's just
we'll
dead.
see what he is, but we don't want him to get hurt though, and we also don't want another Harper. We don't want another situation where one guy is bigger than the
I think
rest
I know
of
how
the
to
team.
do this. I think we just have to go kick Bryce Harper.
Is that what we have
I
to
think
do?
from everything that we're saying, it just seems like it's all pointing at that. So,
Yeah.
anyways, we'll move on. Fuck you.
I'm relieved.
Bryce.
I'm relieved he's
I hope
gone.
you suck.
I feel great. It feels like someone stabbed me in the back, but then pulled it out and it healed even better than my back was before. You know,
This-
I had an even better back.
This needed to happen.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
that if we had signed Bryce for, the 10 years,
It would have been a bummer.
30 million a year or whatever, I think that we would have been like, yeah, this is great, but all secretly inside being like, I don't know if this is the right move. I feel like he's going to be a bust. No matter what, everything he does is going to be scrutinized, and we're going to have to defend this son of a bitch, and he can't win a fucking playoff series because he best 2-11 in the playoffs.
And tough guy to defend.
And he slipped up and he said, I got to bring a championship back to DC in his first press conference. So that's bad luck
Maybe-
forever.
yeah.
Maybe play that audio.
No, you want
And we'll play the audio now.
That's what it's all about. That's what I want to do. We want to bring a title back to DC. I want to be on Broad Street.
You know what I saw in on Reddit was somebody saying like, bet on DC to win now, because this is one of those things where it's this is one of those random coincidences of Bryce Harper saying we got to bring a championship back to DC next year. DC wins.
Oh, that'll be in the montage. That'll be in the World Series montage. But let's move on. My loser of the week, fist pumping.
You are one pathetic loser.
Fist pumping loses, unfortunately. And it's actually, I'm bummed about this. Connor, were you a Jersey Shore guy? Did you ever watch?
Was a
Fan of the characters,
casual fan, but I couldn't
okay.
stand it for more than like 4 or 5
None of you
episodes.
couldn't stand it. It's tough. But anyways.
I don't get you.
Yeah, same. Kind of frustrating. But Karma. So any Jersey Shore fan will know that one of the
She was on briefly, right?
one of the clubs, not a name,
No.
but good. One of the clubs that they go to in Jersey. They get in multiple fights there. A lot of fist pumping. A lot of twerking, drinking, mistakes, regret. It's filing for bankruptcy. It's closing down.
Oof.
Absolute bummer.
We call it BK in the financial world.
It's like, actually, it's funny. Like anyone who watches Jersey Shore knows that club. Like it's like that's where they go, and it's funny because it's just the trashiest place ever. And they have these little plastic cups with red and bright blue cocktails, and I'm really bummed because I always really wanted to go,
Dude,
I always thought, right, Matt? Like I was.
And apparently they were doing like children's parties at night.
They were having kids parties, apparently.
Under 18 parties.
Yeah, tough stuff. I read. It's funny. It's actually, they were like, there's a chance it comes back. Like they're figuring out their financial situation. But it was like last year, the government really tried, or whatever, law enforcement really tried to take away their liquor license. Like that was like a huge thing. They had to fight for it. Like the club is an absolute. It's Jersey, baby. That's what it is. It's the shore. But I always really wanted to go. I always really wanted to go to the Jersey Shore and be like, I'm at Karma.
I almost think that we should it's kind of
we should go.
like our pilgrimage. It's kind of like going to Graceland.
It is.
Where it's like we should just go before it closes, just to have one final fist pump.
Yeah.
It'd be great to stay there late on like the last night and be the last one out, so you can
that'd
have
be
the
great.
last fist pump.
Yeah.
And you can say that to your children and great
And it can
grandchildren.
be
That'd be hard, though.
It'll be the ending of Breakfast Club.
Yes. Hey,
And then
hey,
you do exactly what he did.
Don't you?
Yeah,
Yep.
boom.
But it's like sort of a clubby version of it. Deep house.
Don't you?
Don't you? Don't you?
We'll
That's
find
what
a
it'd probably
remix.
be like, right?
I'll play a remix if I
Yeah.
find one. Moving on. We have a Hero of the Week. And you busted.
You busted?
Ooh.
The Hero
two?
of the Week this week
Wait a
was
minute.
busted.
Wait a minute.
Can you believe that? I know.
But he's a hero
He's a hero, but he's also busted.
for being busted, or
Yeah.
were they separate
They
incidents?
said, "Hi, hero, you busted."
Hey, hero.
You busted.
You busted.
It happened. So this week, I saw this, and it has nothing to do with entertainment. It's just a great story.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this guy, Dietrich McGowan, and he was in the news last week.
Dietrich.
You probably saw him because he was like local good guy, local good man, Dietrich. He was at like a grocery store, freezing cold, and he bought like $540 of Girl Scout cookies from these girls at a stand, being like, get out of the
Ooh, I
rain,
saw
get out of the
this.
cold. It's like, fucking give me the cookies, have a great night.
Yeah.
The parents like took a picture of him. He was like the greatest guy, posted on Facebook like, Dietrich, you love Girl Scout cookies, you're a great guy.
You're the homie.
You're the man. Later that week, Dietrich, my man, was arrested unfortunately. He was involved in a wide-ranging conspiracy with several others to smuggle more than $1 million of cash from South Carolina outside the U.S. to pay for drugs.
Yeah.
He faces a maximum of life imprisonment if convicted.
Unbelievable.
I just thought this story, it just goes to show you, bad guys can be good guys can be bad guys.
And usually,
I thought this is great.
And I think usually too, the world isn't so black and white.
No.
What Dietrich was doing? Do you think what Dietrich was doing? He thought maybe I'm doing the right thing.
I think so.
Yeah.
Isn't black and white Girl Scout cookie flavor?
And it all comes together.
No,
No, it's not.
I think it's just a type of cookie.
See, that's coming together.
Yeah, I think it's just
So
cookie.
I like to think of the situation where they're like, "Hey, we got a suspect. His name's Dietrich."
Yeah.
And the boss, who's like smoking a cig, like
Yep.
drinking coffee, he's like, "Well, you got to get him spending money frivolously." And they're like, "Okay, we'll monitor him." And then they're like, "We got him. He bought $500 of Girl Scout
About
cookies."
50 packs of Samoas. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Oh, you're gone.
When you walk by a Girl Scout cookie thing, do you have any rules? Do you always buy them? Do you never buy them?
I always buy them.
My
usually.
rule is if I have cash on
Yeah.
me, because they're usually a cash-only business, which makes you think that they probably are laundering money.
Where's the money going? Yeah.
Actually, it depends on why I went to either that CVS or Safeway.
You're right.
Okay.
they're always
If I
outside
went
of
for
this.
like I don't feel very well, then
then
I'm
obviously no.
no.
But if you went literally to get cookies,
yeah,
Oreos specifically,
yeah,
you'll be like, actually, I'm going to get them in today because I got to support the troops,
yeah, exactly.
the Girl Scout troops.
They have gluten-free
support the
cookies
troops.
now. They blow, though. I think they're like toffee.
Well, they sell them in stores now.
What's
Did
your
you guys
favorite,
know that?
What's your
Really?
favorite Girl Scout?
Small.
Wait, whoa. They're taking business away
That's
from...
Mikey's idea. Mikey always jokes. He knows how to save Girl Scouts. Take out the middlemen.
That's true.
Get rid of
No,
the
they
girls.
sell them in stores.
During these 2 months, I think they sell them for 2 months, right? Or is it a month?
I think
it's 2 months.
It's something ridiculous.
I
They
read a
should sell
thing
them
that
year
they
round.
sell more than Oreos.
Why are they seasonal?
They sell more than Oreos, Chips Ahoy, and some other, like, Toll House combined in these 2 months.
Well, they have the guild factor.
which is, like, nuts.
Yeah.
If Oreos had a bunch of, orphans...
Why don't
being
Boy
like,
Scouts have cookies? Boy Scouts would make great cookies.
Because we have box cars.
Not better
box
than
car
girls.
derbies.
Yeah, you're right. They get the Derby.
Yeah.
They get the Pinewood.
They get the Pinewood
Girls
Derby.
Get the cookies.
Yeah.
We'll call it even.
One of them...
We split the profits 50-50.
One of them makes hundreds of millions of dollars every year, and the other one
Dads
is a
have to
fun
go
thing. Is a
and-
fun thing to do with your father.
Yeah. I never got the soap car or the Pinewood.
I don't
What's the
understand.
fuck's the difference between all the cars? Don't they give you everyone the same pieces?
I would pull a John Candy from Cool Runnings, and I would weight the front
You have to.
ditch
Oh, yeah.
so hard.
100%.
But they
I
have
would get in
like
trouble.
I think every father, because I think every father, if you put your kid in Boy Scouts, I can only imagine you're a pretty competitive person to begin with. Like,
Yeah.
right?
Or you're just against organized sports,
yeah. Well, either one,
right?
One or the other.
Or you're just sort of like outdoorsy.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
a lot of like Patagonia stuff, but.
Yeah.
I feel like every father is like,
attacked.
okay, how do I beat the other fathers in this thing?
Oh, definitely.
And the first thing everybody thinks about is weight the front. And so there are a ton of rules and regulations where they weigh the car and they basically figured out if you did that. Again, how do you win? Like, how does this separate? Yeah.
You know what's stupid? to
Heavy
me?
wheels.
All about the track, probably.
You know what's so stupid to me?
Lubricating the wheels.
Is the track. The track is stupid. Is that it's just a downward hill thing, and they just let him go and they just roll. It should be like a fucking thing, and it's like a remote control car, and you gotta fucking drive.
I don't think we're that far away from that.
We should be there.
They should make like a Boy Scout app.
Do you guys remember the Disney movie Just in Time?
Yes, but I don't
He
remember
didn't
anything
need
about
his
it.
legs to drive.
I don't remember.
Now
just
I'm
the
blanking
time.
out. Oh, was he?
He was handicapped, and they put him in a boxcar
capable
derby.
car.
But you don't need his legs to drive.
He's in a boxcar derby.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if he was in like a car, you
Well,
do.
yeah, you
to
can't push the
press
pedals.
yeah. But yeah, interesting. This
Frankie
is interesting.
Muniz, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh, now
Oh,
now I
okay.
remember.
You're on it.
Was
You're on
it
it now.
called Just in Time?
Miracle.
Well, his name Miracle.
Miracle in Lane 2.
His name was Justin, and the name of his car was Just in Time
Okay, I feel like there was another Disney movie.
It was called Miracle.
in Lane 2. Yeah, you're right.
Miracle in Lane 2. Mm-hmm. Confusing. It sounds like a sequel.
Yeah.
And the caption, the thing is, just tried for a trophy. What he won was extraordinary. What?
Oh, he won.
Justin tried for a trophy. What he won was it? Nope, I just don't. It doesn't roll off the tongue. Should have gone back to the drawing board on that one. But
Sorry
yeah.
about that up.
So Dietrich, good for you, bad for you.
Yeah. Well, I love
Life in prison.
I love the name. Oh, can I tell you guys? This is a quick work story that actually Dietrich sort of reminds me of. So, one of the things that I do at work is I like run all the live streams for work, and so every now and then we'll get like a new member of the super fam, and the super fam are people who basically pay us monthly to be a member and to get extra exclusive content and stuff like that. So whenever somebody becomes a member of the Superfam, I say over the producer mic, like, hey, check it out. We got a new member of the Superfam. And then the people who are on camera say their name. So we got this new one.
Did someone prank you?
No.
Oh, I got to do this. I'm going to join the Superfan and be like,
how do I-
Seymour
How
Butts.
do I do that? Yeah.
Well, so
Mo.
Under the grandstand?
somebody joins. And I mean, half their names are like Spider-Man 1, you know?
Yeah.
And you think, is that Spider-Man?
Titty
And it could be, but
McGee.
it's probably not. But so this one person joins, and so I say, Eric, I'm really pumped for you to try to say this person's username. And the name was Mirth Gertz, which I thought was the funniest name of all time. Plot twist, it's that person's actual name.
Mirth Gertz.
And I
Great name.
am a terrible person because Mirth Gertz is now a member of our Superfam, and it's Dutch. And
They got cool names over there.
and
Hey,
we're,
shout out Mirth.
we're thankful for.
I got your back.
I think it's her because I think Mirth I think it's a woman's name.
You never know.
But Mirth Gertz, we're gonna name a character Mirth Gertz at some point. That's like
great
maybe
name.
the best name of all time.
That's a pretty good name.
That's a great name.
The last name Gertz just lets you know like that. Try to move them. They're
Don't name it
sturdy.
Gates, though.
No.
Ugh.
Moving on. Next segment. I'm back.
Hello, boys.
Batista is back. Batista, who now is definitely most known for his role in Guardians of the Galaxy and in Infinity War. He plays Drax. He's the blue guy. But people that are casual or avid wrestling fans know that his name is Dave Batista. He's from Washington, D.C., actually. Shout out.
Oh, really?
But he was a WWE legend. He is the creator of the Batista Bomb. He is a multiple-time heavyweight champion.
Oh, Batista
Intercontinental.
created the Batista bomb.
Oh, yes, he did.
Okay.
He was the inventor of it. Great thing to do to people in pools. So it's a fun one. But he's coming back to the WWE. The WWE is fucking powerful.
Yeah.
Dave Batista is the height of his career right now, and he's going back.
Yeah.
That's insane. The Rock goes back like twice.
John
like,
Cena hasn't left yet.
Yeah,
That's
John
how
Cena's
powerful
still there.
WWE is.
It's nuts. But the best thing about his comeback is how he came back. And it's such a bummer that most people can't see the video that'll probably play right now, but I'll explain it. It's like they're having like a big thing for Ric Flair. It's his 70th birthday, like at the WWE thing. Everyone's on stage. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, like all these people are like, welcome on. Like, Rick, come on out. And he doesn't come out. They're like, Rick, like, come on out. Rick, where are you? And then they cut to like another camera, and Batista's backstage, and he's all angry.
Did he already beat up
And
Rick?
he's like pulling up a cameraman, and Ric Flair's dressing room's right there, and he opens the door and like closes it, and we hear like things smashing around. Door opens, and he drags out 70-year-old Ric Flair. Oh, and it's like, Triple H, do I got your attention now? And he like this thing, and then he like leaves, and Triple H like runs backstage, and they're like, medic, we need to get Ric Flair to the hospital.
You know what my favorite part about Triple H is right now? He is a wrestler. He's married to Vince McMahon's daughter.
Yeah.
He is now like actually one of the business guys for
wears
the
the suit.
WWE.
Yeah.
So his character is like,
Does he do the Vince McMahon walk?
nobody
what
can
I'm
do
talking
this.
about.
Walk. Yeah.
It's great.
The walk that you do when you have not one but two penises that are literally touching the floor.
Yeah, it's Conor McGregor's walk, basically.
Yes.
It
It's
is,
like
yeah. He copied it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
When they say he's the cock of the walk, I assume that is what they're referring
That's
to.
what they're
right?
describing. But welcome back, Batista. Fuck yeah.
Can I read the tea leaves on that?
What's that?
I think that means that Guardians of the Galaxy is done after Avengers 2. I think they finished shooting Avengers 2, and he said, I got no other options.
He's super outspoken. So you know how they got rid of the director? James Gunn was the
No.
director of Guardians
I
of the
didn't
Galaxy.
know.
And he made a lot of jokes on Twitter a while ago that it's like they were like super fucked up, like about like child molestation and stuff.
Ooh, they
and
had
so people
kids
were like,
working the cameras?
Whoa.
Oh, it was really weird.
It was shock humor.
It
Like,
was-
he's not actually like a pedophile or anything, but it was like you read him and you're like, holy fuck, man, you said that.
But it was a tough situation for Disney because
Yeah, Disney had to
they could fire him and
piss everyone off,
Piss
or
off
half the people
off the Marvel fans, or they could not fire him, and then all of a sudden it was like, so you're just like cool with this guy,
Yeah.
just making all these really weird pedophile jokes.
So they fired him,
Mm-hmm.
and so he's gone. And Dave Bautista was like, absolute bullshit. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do the movie without him. Like, he
That's
loves
amazing.
James Gunn and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you might be right, Connor. It does seem like he's like, I'm going to take a break from acting for a little while.
Yeah.
Because WWE is a full-time fucking gig. It's every week of the year.
WWE is like a carnival.
All over. It's a carnival,
They
yeah.
travel every week. It's 52 weeks a year.
No
It's
way.
nuts. It's the longest running like cable show.
I think it's 2 or 3. I think it's 2 to 3 shows per week.
It's
they have
because there's Monday Night Raw and
SmackDown,
Friday SmackDown. Yeah.
I mean,
and then they have like WrestleMania sometimes on Sundays.
Vince McMahon is a billionaire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like anyone else
baller.
who you think is like cleaner than Vince McMahon, he's richer than that
Yeah,
guy.
he's so baller.
Do you know who's wrestling right now too? He's not in WWE, but he's like just wrestling and he's going around and doing kind of like amateur wrestling type stuff. David Arquette
Yeah, dude,
No,
he's like,
I don't believe you.
No, he's actually doing wrestling. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's sad.
Well,
He's like 45 and he's like doing like wrestling in Mexico and like wrapping himself in barbed wire and he's like, and like there's 9 people there.
It's like the scene from The Wrestler when he's like ripping barbed wire out of his
Yeah,
chest.
exactly. Every now and then I want to bring up David Arquette doing that, and then I don't think anyone knows who David Arquette is anymore.
he was married to Monica.
He was married to Courtney Cox.
Yeah.
You'd recognize him, but like I don't know. Every now and then I see that I'm like, I don't think people care.
His
sister's
sister
still acting,
His
right?
sister was in Boyhood.
Oh
So-
yeah, I don't like her. I don't like her
So
face.
yeah,
Anyways,
David Arquette's wrestling.
hey, welcome back, Batista. Good for you.
Good for him.
Good for
Good
you.
to be back.
To close out the pod, we got some news.
News.
Yeah, so we got a handful of news. All right, first off, Steven Spielberg. Stevie.
Yeah.
Our guy, your boy.
Yeah.
He apparently is starting a war with Netflix, or at least that's what the tabloids are saying. He
You know
is-
those tabloids.
Yeah, you know how that goes. But he's trying to make a move towards the Oscars not allowing Netflix movies to
Why?
be nominated. So I almost kind of agree with him. And we'll get into that. But he's basically saying like they should be nominated for TV, like they should be up for Emmys and whatnot and Golden Globes. But the fact that they're not in theaters like takes away. There's no theatrical experience to any of them, and that's kind of what movies are about. The only reason I like it is because I just don't want movie theaters to go away. People are saying they're going to go away, and I'd be so bummed out if there weren't movie theaters.
But at the same time,
Yeah.
too, what he's doing, if that does pass, which I think it will, because he's the head.
he's
the governor
Yeah.
of the director's portion.
too
Is
much
he
power.
the
Too much
Directors Guild,
power.
the DG?
Yeah. And he, or at least for the Academy, you know the Academy.
You know the Academy.
They and if it does go that way, where it's sort of heading to, where we don't really have movie theaters and stuff, but the rule is you have to be in theaters, then we're gonna have like 3 possible movies that could be nominated.
Yeah, I know, but it is kind of crazy. Like, there is such a difference between seeing a movie in a movie theater, and like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So like something like I don't even know.
I think
best
it's
picture-wise.
just so bold because it's just like, okay, old man, like literally
yeah.
he's getting roasted for this because he's like, we don't want Netflix in our thing, and everybody watches Netflix and
Yeah.
everybody agrees that like Netflix is the future.
There might just be. I could see them just starting a streaming service award
No.
thing,
They have those like the
That would
streamies.
make me
Yeah,
so
but like a
upset.
legit
Then it would
one.
be Amazon versus Netflix.
and then Hulu's dog shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So never mind.
Well, I want to put this back. I want to put this back on you guys because you guys
Crackle.
are the experts.
Yeah.
Do you think that eventually the script will flip, and eventually people will be like, "We are only releasing this movie in theaters, and
No.
we're not coming out on streaming services. You got to see it in theaters."
sort of that's kind of
Like,
like
will Steven Spielberg take it to the extreme?
it's kind of playing hardball and
Yeah,
being like
exactly.
watch it in theaters where you never see it. I don't think so. I think that maybe somebody will kind of try. Like that seems like something that like Steven Soderbergh, because he always is trying. Steven Soderbergh's done this for his past like 4 movies where he doesn't do the usual marketing campaign or anything like that. Like
he just releases them on Netflix.
like for Logan Lucky, he was like, I want a 5th of the marketing campaign
Oh yeah,
money.
that was a good movie.
Fantastic movie. Nobody saw it because his plan didn't work. But for Logan Lucky, he was like, I want a 5th of the budget that we would usually do for marketing campaign money. And I want to try something where we, instead of having billboards everywhere, we get smaller brands to promote it.
Yeah.
And so we can pay them less, but I think that they can reach people better. It didn't work. I think that the playing hardball and saying, watch this or you'll never see it, you need the movie to be like Avatar, where it's like,
Yeah.
if you
I
don't,
was just gonna say
you
Avatar.
have to see it.
See,
Like,
that's the perfect example though. Like a movie like Avatar, like even like The Dark Knight. Seeing The Dark Knight in theaters, way different than just watching it on Netflix.
Totally.
Changed my life.
Totally different.
And also, it would just be such a bummer too, though. Like if it is Avatar, you have to see it in theaters. The movie dies when it's out of theaters, then.
Yeah.
But then Henry and I can't quote it, like we are
Yeah, the
always
fuck?
quoting Avatar.
Yeah, we have the amount of Avatar quotes a day. I didn't nickel.
Sully.
Yeah,
That's
Well,
one.
it's mostly just Jake Sully.
There's one.
Ewa has heard you.
The tree. We gotta do something about the tree.
Yeah.
That's another one.
They're all yeah. Too many. I'm thinking about. Yeah, kind of crazy. I don't really know. Like, it's definitely old man on the porch
For sure.
talking.
Back in my day, we used to see them in the theater for a nickel.
It is kind of crazy that like back in the old days before any of this and like in the real old days where like movies would be in theaters for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Like the biggest
Yeah.
movies
Yeah.
would be in theaters like just like
It was like TV.
Yeah, is that
Like,
crazy?
If you read stuff from like the 50s,
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, we bought like a nickel and we went to the movies for a day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, what?
There's that really famous. There's like a famous thing of like there was like a Raiders. The Raiders won like the AFC Championship, and scheduled right after was some movie, and it was like a chick flick,
Yeah.
girly movie.
I'm blanking on the name,
I'm
but it was
fucking blanking on the name.
Yeah.
And they cut the AFC Championship to go to that movie, I think. And all the people were like,
Oh, wait,
what the
I've
fuck?
heard about this.
But then all the girls were like, we're never going to be able to see this movie again.
Wasn't it,
So
it was a comeback in like a playoff game.
yeah,
Wasn't
and
the
it was
Super
like it
Bowl.
forced overtime, so like it was
Yeah.
like going
So they cut it
later
and they were
than
like, sorry.
Yeah, done. And every guy's like, what the fuck? But then all the girls who want to watch the movie, it's like, I will never be able to see this. So fuck yeah, like. I don't know, crazy. Next, John Mulaney and Bill Hader were a couple things actually. They hosted SNL this week.
John Mulaney just hosted, but it was great because Bill Hader was just in every sketch. He
Yeah.
might as well have been co-hosting.
Was he on SNL ever?
Yeah.
John Mulaney.
Okay.
Well-
Or no, Bill Hader.
Oh, Bill
I
Hader
know
was on
He
forever.
was a cast
Like 10
member.
years,
Yeah, for forever. He was great. But yeah, so John Mulaney hosted. Bill Hader was just basically on all of the in all of the sketches. But other news before we get to SNL, it came out this week that Bill Hader was doing some interview and was like, "Yeah, we actually had an offer to make a Stefan movie." So you know his Stefan character,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
with the clubs and stuff.
Carolyn's favorite. Shout out
And
Carolyn Schaefer.
there we go. And he was like, we decided not to do it because it honestly, like, it never really worked as a sketch. It was more of just a like a weekend update thing. Like it was really just a character rather than like a plot. But the reason I wanted to bring this up is because he said he had no idea what the plot was going to be, but he had an idea of what the first scene was going to be, and it was going to be, I guess, and it ended up being that John Mulaney came on as like his partner. Like they were like a couple. And John Mulaney was like another Stefan kind of thing. He's like, the only thing I wanted to happen in the movie, and maybe it was Bill's idea, was that I wanted in the first scene to agree to go out with Stefan. So John Mulaney goes out with Stefan, and then a super fast cut of us at all the clubs, and then I was then zipped into a body bag, and then it would explain it would pan up to Stefan saying he's dead, and that would be it to explain his character being out, and now it's just Stefan. But I think that would be the funniest first
That's
scene
amazing.
of movie ever.
He's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
It's been so good.
But also this week, we are not super hot on SNL as of late. I just don't really think it's very funny.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's only politics really, and the politics aren't really like even making jokes. I don't know if I mentioned this in the pod, but I heard someone say like a week or two ago that they're not going for laughs anymore. They're going for claps.
Yeah.
So it's like they don't really
yeah,
care about
that's
if people
good.
are laughing at. They just want people like,
Yeah.
like fuck that guy. And it's like, well, now it's not funny.
People are more inclined to watch a video.
Yeah.
If you think about it, all right, so when you go to like a lot of the videos I watch, I feel like I click to watch the video, not exactly to see the video, but to go to the comment section and just be like,
totally.
what the hell these people are talking about. And for a really funny video that's just that, people aren't going to go straight to the comment section to see everybody be like, wow, this is so funny. But you'll go if it's something sort of political.
100%.
So they make more money when they're like, even if they are, even if it's Pete Davidson, making fun of that congressman who lost his eye in combat.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And it's just a terrible PR disaster. They make money on that terrible PR disaster.
Yeah, and him bringing Dan Crenshaw back on and apologizing, that was cool when Pete Davidson did that thing. But also, like, I mean, we said it before. I just don't think Pete Davidson, he's like the star now. And it's like he is not nearly good enough to be the main guy.
Yeah.
Like you need Bill Hader or Jason Sudeikis or like someone who's actually like they lead everything.
Yeah. You guys can cut this if this is going to hurt followers, but I've never been a big fan of SNL for like the past 10 years because I feel like the only thing they use is political jokes.
That's
So
all they do.
annoying.
And to me, you guys don't do this. To me, it's like that's just somebody giving you material every week and you being like, all right, let's spin it. Let's make a joke.
100%.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's not creative.
lazy.
We've tried to just for sketches. We've like gone through, a couple of phases where it's like, should we just see what's trending and then just try to make our own version of what's trending? And it's like, you end up making something that you don't really want to make. So it's not that funny. Cause if you don't think it's really funny, like when you're writing it, when you're making it, like it's just not, nobody else is going to think it's that way either. And so I watched the SNL that came out last night and it's just all the Michael Cohen thing. And I mean, every political politician that they impersonate, they get a celebrity who's not on the cast to do the impersonation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Ben Stiller, and people lose it because Ben Stiller's on the show, and like
That's the only reason they lose it.
and
It's
they
not
lose it
funny.
because it's holy shit, Ben Stiller's here,
Yeah.
and like and
De
Bill-
Niro is Mueller and
yeah, they have all these just random people like that, and then they were making fun of the Cohen testimony, but there wasn't really even that much stuff in there that you could be like, okay, we can really take a crack at this. So they just did like word for word the Cohen testimony.
Yeah.
And then like 3 little bits of he kept on being like, "Who's talking to me?" And that the whole thing was like he can't see where sound is coming from.
Oh yeah, he
I
did
was like,
do
that's,
that a lot.
but that's such a cop out. It's like
Yeah.
it's not
For
that
sure.
funny. There's funnier stuff.
And it's every opening now. It's every opening.
Don't you feel like if you had an honest interview with like Kenan Thompson, you're like, did you think that was funny? Don't you think he would be like,
He'd
no.
say no.
I agree.
He'd
I agree.
absolutely say
And that's
no.
what we talk. Like we've seen like behind the scenes. There's some really good SNL docs out there and like really cool.
Yeah.
Like
James Franco actually has one that's really cool. That's really hard to find actually.
Yeah, it's really cool. But they talk about like, oh, it's so hard to get a script through the room, like where like everyone comes and pitches their ideas. Ooh, it's so tough to get your idea like picked up. And then even like after you write it, you know, it's so like if people aren't laughing at it, ooh. And it's like every week now when they go through those sketches and I'll read them aloud, are people laughing?
Yeah.
Like beforehand?
I can't believe it.
Like I don't think so.
They're
not laughing during.
and
like SNL is really good, and you gotta give them credit.
Yeah.
They do not have a laugh track. The laughing is from the audience, and now a lot of the sketches don't get laughs. It's really awkward.
And Weekend Update is, I think, also a really good example of like what is kind of the issue with SNL
Yeah,
right
it used
now.
to be so good. It's so terrible now.
The formula for Weekend Update is literally the easiest formula you could ever have. It's just because I've had to write some of these things for different shows, but it's like you look at, okay, here are the headlines. You just take the headline, just copy and paste the headline there, and then you just kind of do like a little bit of a spin on it. And so it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger's going back to the WWE. Looks like the governor, blah, blah, blah. You know, and it's just so templatized. It's so not easy, obviously, but there's a formula. You don't have to overthink anything. And now with the 2 guys that they have, it's literally the laughter comes from things bombing.
Yes.
Yeah.
They say a joke, it doesn't do well. They pan over to the other guy, and the other guy's like, yeah, that didn't go as according to plan. Big laugh there. But that's the majority of them now. And it's okay, yeah, so I guess a lot of people did laugh, but
No one ever acts anymore, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, only a couple of them actually are characters and act. The rest of them are smiling the entire time.
Yeah.
It's like, how fun is this?
Although I will say, shout out to Colin Jost because he's dating ScarJo.
Yeah.
it's
good for him. Good for all of them. Good for Pete Davidson. He was with Ariana Grande. And now he's with Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
Who is this guy? He probably has a hog.
Yeah. What's it, like
Got
a
it.
confirmed
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
It's a thing.
He also has Crohn's.
Two
Crone
things.
Hog. He's a Crone Hog.
Moving on. The guy who invented gaffer tape died? I don't know anything about this. Do you know?
Yeah, I just saw that as a headline. So gaffer tape is like the best tape ever.
What is gaffer tape?
It's used in film a lot.
But
It's like
But it's
Is
like
it like the Wilhelm scream?
no,
I don't know. What
no,
that is.
the Wilhelm scream's like it's not
It's like an off-camera.
that they overuse because like all audio engineers, it's like an inside joke for them. But
Yeah.
gaffer tape's just a
Hilarious
type of
inside audio
tape.
joke.
It's just a type of tape that's like stronger than duct tape. So it's like the best tape ever.
Oh, it's like something that like keys use.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so keys.
Isn't that what they're called?
Grips use.
Grips.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That's what I meant.
I don't know. I just saw that, but there I was like, maybe we could do something with that. We really can't. But tape, it's great tape, and
Yeah.
he died.
Better than Gorilla Tape?
Yes.
It basically is Gorilla Tape.
Yeah,
Except-
but it's a different.
and it's
texture.
kind of like dry.
Yeah.
which is awesome. Like Gorilla Tape, you're gonna sort of have like little things like hanging out of it, which is why it's so sticky because it's made from gorillas.
How do you invent a tape? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got this great idea.
If you pitched
Tape.
me tape, I'd be like, go take a walk.
Yeah, all
pal.
right. Good luck. Yeah, you're gonna need it. Last bit of news: the Suicide Squad sequel that is coming out. First, they're gonna have a Harley Quinn movie. A movie. It's about her and like 3 other bad girls. Forgetting what it's called. It's like a comic book series. They're like a crew.
Yeah.
But that's coming out, and then they're gonna have Suicide. I keep on saying Suicide Squad 2.
Suicide Squad.
Oh.
Done.
If this was 1995, that's what it would be
Yeah,
called.
that would be it. Boom. But Suicide Squad 2, it came out that Will Smith will not be in it, which is a bummer and kind of weird because I thought he was the best character. Kind of the
Deadshot?
only good character.
He should have gotten his own spinoff.
in the first one. Yeah, Deadeye.
Henry, the fact that you think that Suicide Squad was not good is displeasing.
I think it was awful. I think it
What
was,
about the ropes guy? He was great with ropes.
He was great.
But he was also mean.
What about the Native American guy who died almost immediately?
Immediately.
Or the Lizard Man. You just wanted a TV in his.
What about the lizard man? He made
Dungeon
sense, right?
cell.
Didn't he make sense?
Yeah. Or that no nonsense lady from the department who
Don't
got the
get me
team
started.
together.
Don't get me started on how she eats steak. Don't get me started.
We were talking about it, the way she does the thing where because you know how when you eat steak, you cut a piece. Every piece is different. They're like snowflakes.
That's what makes great steak great.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The line for steak, if it's just steak,
Yeah.
it's up to you. That's what the
That's what the
slogan should be.
Advertisement.
there are some people who really get too focused on like this is going to be a perfect square, and then they pick it up and then they turn the fork.
Yep.
And so it's upside down, and then they kind of like pull it off, like they like don't like.
I don't like it.
And is that even technically correct?
No.
Like, if you went to an etiquette class, would they be like, eat your steak like an asshole?
Technically, you transfer it to your right hand. And you put it in your mouth.
Oh, it's just psychotic.
It is. It's gross. I hate it.
I hate her.
Anytime, because it's always like they act like it's a power play. They'll like be real close up in the person's mouth, chewing and talking.
Yeah.
And then act like that's like them putting their dick on the table.
And she always
It's like,
says
man, it's
something.
gross.
Well, she says something, but they always say something like with one word, where he's like, "And what do you think will make them do it?" And she puts the steak in her mouth. She goes, "Creed."
That's exactly it.
Why?
Yeah, what do you mean? That's not the end of the conversation.
They're prisoners.
Stop eating. We're talking. That's all I always want to say in the scene. Stop eating. We're having a conversation.
No, I remember when the trailer came out. I think we were all feeling the same way because the trailer kept on. She like narrated the trailer. Basically, this one scene of her eating steak really loud.
Pouring outside. It's pouring rain outside.
Pouring rain outside. Yes, it's very very dark, very very bleak outside.
Now we know the mood of the scene and of the city. Yeah.
And she's just eating steak throughout the trailer, and I think we all felt the same way, being like, man, I really hope she's not that big a part of this movie.
Yeah, I hope
like,
that this is just the intro.
Why? Only one person should ever be allowed to eat on film.
Who?
Brad Pitt.
Yes.
Yeah, he's so good at it.
He utilizes
Dude,
it.
that's how good he is. In Ocean's 11, 12, 13, he's always eating like nachos, whatever, like licking his fingers, and I'm never uncomfortable once.
No, he eats a Twinkie in what's the baseball movie? And
Moneyball.
Moneyball, you're right.
unbelievable.
You're right.
Doesn't he one shot it?
He one shots a Twinkie.
Yeah.
God, what a stud. Jeez. Take notes, people. That's how you eat on camera.
Yeah.
Not like a jackwagon like
Okay,
that
so
lady.
that's how you eat. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
And that's the pod. Anything else?
No, Connor.
I got nothing
Great.
other than big week for Pool Boy.
Yeah.
Great to have you. I hope we have you on before next year.
Same.
But regardless, we must have you on first week of March next year.
Let's start with biannual.
Biannual.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, I have a favor to ask of you. You're moving to London soon for a brief period of time.
Yeah.
You got to rep the Pool Boy name.
Yeah.
Try to spread
I've
the
asked
pod.
this. So everyone who's listening, I need some donations for my London Marathon.
Yes.
Donation
Perfect.
page. I'll send the link out.
Yeah.
But I'd
If
love
you actually
to.
give me the link, we'll put it up.
I'd love to run in some Pool Boy gear.
Yes.
Oh, and we're getting Pool Boy gear.
Well, actually, we are getting Pool Boy gear. Sorry. We are getting Pool Boy gear. Connor, you saw a good piece of it. We got some stuff. We actually, our plan was for this podcast for all of us to be wearing the first Pool Boy shirts.
They look great.
But the design was just like a little bit off. Like it was just like a little bit too high.
It was awkwardly high.
It was awkwardly high, so
Yeah.
we basically redesigned it. Now I ordered more, and
we just want to make sure they look good before we're like
But
sending them out to
I
everybody.
think what I need to run in has to have the URL. I think it needs to say poolboycomedy.com.
Wow.
It's poolboy.blog though, by the way.
That.
Yeah.
Don't do poolboycomedy.com because then you're advertising.
It's false advertising.
It's false.
For pool
Misleading.
Yes.
Yeah.
Other funny pool cleaners.
Also, we changed one of our colors.
Oh yeah. So this isn't 1,000,000% finalized, but we're thinking about doing it. So we're thinking about doing, instead of that one shade of blue,
Instead of light blue,
like
navy.
the Miami Vice blue,
Yeah.
going to navy.
doing navy.
We like navy. I like wearing navy better.
Yeah. Well, navy goes better. We're still keeping the red. We love the red. The blue is great, but it's just like the reason why we didn't do the blue in or navy in the first place was because we were worried it was going to be too much like Barstool,
Yeah.
and we always are kind of like hesitant of people being like, you're copying Barstool,
it's
which
like-
we should stop worrying about because we're not at all.
I know, but
Yeah.
still.
I said sheesh on this podcast. That's the only thing that's similar to Barstool.
And sheesh is credit to Ashton Stansbury. That is his original. He invented that. So.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. Shout out's done.
But yeah, merch is coming.
Yeah.
Connor's running a marathon. If you give me the link, I'll put it on our Pool Boy stuff so people can donate. And do you got anything else?
That was the pot. I think that's all I got.
All right. Kick it!
You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.